Yeah, okay. Sorry, forgive me if I catch you out. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Hi, Carla. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. So we just had you in our hustings. Again, thanks for coming. Just wanted a few questions for our social media. So what are your top 3 priorities for your constituency?
Well, the top issues that come up on the doorstep here in Bristol Central are, it won't surprise you to learn, housing. And I've been a housing campaigner my whole political life. All the time I've been a Green Party councillor and an Acorn member, so I'll be pushing for especially renters' rights, including giving councils the power to bring in rent controls and building more affordable housing. Climate, of course, you'd expect that for a Green that used to work in renewable energy. I'll be pushing the incoming Labour government to be bolder and to go further and faster on climate policies. And at the moment, the third one, well, it has to be peace in the Middle East. There's so many people who brought up with me on the doorstep their desire for a ceasefire in Israel and Gaza, and that's something the Greens will push for, however many of us get elected to Westminster.
How do you plan to improve local education systems and support teachers and students?
Our education system has been chronically underfunded. We've seen that in the buildings themselves crumbling with rack concrete and in teachers being chronically underpaid. I was really pleased to see that the National Education Union welcomed the Green Party manifesto as the only manifesto that was being honest about the level of investment that's needed in our education. We would, here's a brief moment of political like-minded list. We agree with the Labour Party that we should end the VAT saving that private schools get. We would end the charitable status of private schools, and we would invest not just the money saved from that, but further public investment in our schools so that teachers aren't having to bring in stationery themselves. I can't believe that still has to happen. And that we're investing in a good quality education that's not just an exam factory, but is letting teachers get on with teaching and letting kids be kids.
Amazing. How will you ensure the vulnerable people of your constituency are adequately supported?
Bristol, and especially Bristol Central, is a divided city. I'm really aware that there are people in Bristol doing really well and there are people not doing well at all and who need government and council support. And that's my priority as a Green, to create not just a greener but also a fairer country and a fairer Bristol. So what does that look like? It looks like an immediate £40 uplift to universal credit, recognising that it is simply not covering the basics anymore. An increase in the minimum wage to £15 an hour, including removing the ageist cap on minimum wage for younger working adults, and making sure that the increases in tax needed to invest in our public services, that responsibility goes on those with the broadest shoulders. So introducing a wealth tax on really the super rich, the multi-millionaires and billionaires, those who can easily afford to pay a bit extra, to make sure that we have good quality public services, from affordable public transport to an NHS dentist in every neighbourhood, and a GP that you can see within a reasonable time frame, and that benefits everyone.
Final one.
Last question, yeah? Okay. Let me pick out a good one for you then. Okay. What inspired you to run for an MP, and what experiences have prepared you for this role?
I never had it in my grand plan to be a politician. I did engineering at university, and I went, in fact that's what brought me to Bristol, to come and work in the renewable energy sector. And I had no faith in politics to tackle the big issues that we see in our society, because I didn't see the politicians that were already elected doing that. And it was only when I met some Green Party members through a campaign I was involved in that I realised the Green Party was different. So I haven't gone into politics because I want power. I don't think anybody in the Green Party has done that. It wouldn't be the most efficient way of doing it. I've gone into politics because I want to make the country a fairer, greener place. And even though getting a Green MP elected is hard work, it might be less hard work in the long run than writing to MPs from other parties for the rest of my life, asking them to do the right thing.